Hi Cancer, and welcome to your monthly reading. This is for the Pisces month from February 19th to March the 20th. This time I'm trying to do something more elaborate. So we are going to have a tarot spread, we're going to have Gypsy spread, we are going to have Lenormand cards. They're all going to basically have the same readings, and each time we're going to get more and more details. And actually we have angel cards. So let's start here. What is the flavor of the month? Past life relationships. You have known each other before. So, interesting. And let's go. What do you have here in base cards? Cancer, you have Eight of Sky reversed. So this is the kitty that kind of is struggling right now and desperately struggling. Look at it's caught in all these kind of roots and feeling terrified that birds, like which basically kitty usually chases, are going to now attack him or her, right? And on top of that, this is the panic setting in, and what do I do now? Well, it's a very simple solution. You just need to relax and then find where is the way out. So this is reversed for you. So this is going to be easier to kind of get out because you can just put your weight on it and it's going to start bending. And so basically this is showing that you're really close to exit from some kind of like maybe sticky situation. However, the second card here was you're feeling down, you're feeling really sad. Look at this kitty. This is basically that's Ten of Sky. He kind of is at the end of his like wits. He's like cold. He is in a corner. He has nowhere to run. And look at this. He doesn't have an eye. And he's just beaten. And he might be just like right now losing one of his lives. So this is kind of like a thing that you're bringing to this week. For some reason, you are tired, you are sad, or you're feeling down and you're feeling a little bit anxiety and tension. So why is that? Where here, like what you really want to do is a base question. You actually do want to conquer certain things. This could be just two sides of your personality. This could be different elements being getting together. Certainly is like going to go forward really, really big way. So maybe you had some emotions that you really want to shed and kind of like unite maybe bad parts and kind of like move them forward. But you have to struggle with the negative parts because once when you're hurt as a healing stage you become angry, so you want to do that but your approach is still not there, right? And I know that because you have you have reversed Sky Queen, and Sky Queen is the one that is really fair when it's upright, and she cannot she been through the ringer, she been through a lot, so she's looking at things from a different perspective. And this is like intellectual energy, somebody who is really fast and like really, really quick in solutions. However, in the other, basically, in the reverse situation, now we have somebody who can be a little bit bitchy, who can be, sharp-tongued, who can, not to be exactly fair, and somebody who might look scary, just like your demon cat. So could it be you, Cancer, that this is you? Or could it be that somebody really close to you is like that, and hence that's why you're feeling kind of like a little bit down, right? And that's why you have this sadness and you're like at your wit's end. You just like want to finish it. So let's see what you're bringing from the past. In the past, you left some kind of really nice romantic feelings. But then again, with your Cancer, this is hard to tell because like you're such a big romantic and you always have like some kind of like story to remember and you always cherish something. So, but this is all it is saying, that you're bringing good moods and good feelings. This is like see Tom reversed. So this is kind of like in your heart, and this is something that you know that you have and you have ability to deal with it. But this is also at the same time that you're not communicating certain love messages. The flavor of the month and the lesson of the month would be the Empress. So basically, you will need to be able to nourish yourself. You will need to satisfy yourself. You will need to be at the starting point of getting somewhere, kind of like finding what works for you, finding what doesn't work. Sort of setting up the stage and kind of like giving yourself a sense of attention. Hi, Sapphire. How are you? Do you like Cancer? A lot? A lot? Here, look at look at Cancer. Can you please go off the table now? Pretty please? Pretty please? Hi, I'm sorry about it. This was kind of like, whole bunch of interference over here because I had to straighten everything out around. So, where were we? Yeah, we were about a demon cat now, and then demon cat showed up and just messed everything up, interfered my reading. Okay, so what is basically happening here? I was telling you, you need to kind of nourish yourself and literally do it yourself through pampering, through spa, through your kids, through your family, and not so much with institution, not so much with the wise people. Literally, you have to give yourself what you need. How do you feel right now? You actually altogether do feel balanced. Even though you have these panic attacks and stuff, look at this. This is the card of grace. There is this kitty going through these like sea waves and kind of like doesn't mind splashing a little bit, and she's really graciously walking through it. So this is how you feel, right? That pretty much like this kitty, that you're willing and capable completely go through the life in a very balanced way, kind of like accomplishing your things slowly. You just have to shed this demon cat from you. In your surroundings, you kind of like have people who are there for you. You have guys, you have the guys who are taking you very seriously, and yet you still kind of like have issues with trusting because this is why you're not communicating. And this is something you need to overcome, right? This is the Emperor in the upright position here. And this is reversed. So you don't really feel, this would be, you're not feeling in control. Like, you really feel that somehow you have to get your strength back before you can kind of find, the stuff. But at the same time, this could be kind of beginning of a couple, right? You have an Emperor and Empress. And so you basically have to work this month to kind of reverse it and get it into full confidence to kind of like create this like ultimate combination. So we are going to see really how soon this is coming. And the end of it, let's connect the first and the last. So you actually want to charge forward, you want to go and move very fast. But in the end, you're going to realize that the slower energy is better, and the building methodically is pretty good. So you just really want to put the roots with Ace of Earth. So this also is a good beginning, and this is kind of a good start. And Cancer, this is your card. So you're really coming to yourself. This is a card of Cancer. So with tarot cards, I'm seeing again that somehow you have that little kind of sadness and sorrow and anxiety, but you are going to soon kind of like move into overcoming issues, pampering yourself, and trying to build something else. So let's move to the phase 2 of this reading. And so let's move into this Gypsy spread. So here basically are going on with few storylines. So we have a lady here. This could be like you, the querent. This could be male querent here. Then what else? We have a girlfriend or a wife with kids over here. We have a younger woman, and we have an older gentleman or something like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the storylines from all of them, and you'll have to see which one is your story, because all of your stories that you're currently listening will be buried in here. So let's go with this him and her. Like, there is somebody in your life or somebody you have an eye on who is like happening right now, right in the present. There is a lover and there's a sweetheart. You guys somehow have on one hand thinking about the wedding, and you're kind of thinking if you want to go into kind of like long-term relationships, that kind of nourishment, which kind of like we've seen in this card. And that could be also like the other people are telling you about it, because you have conversazione over here in the messages, and loyalty and friends. It's sort of like it could be that you're surrounded with the friends who are getting married, and then you're asking yourself, should you get married or not? But the other hand, like you're feeling this will be a theft of your free time, and you will feel imprisoned, and you would not be this young and flirty, and that you will have to assume the obligations. So you're going back and forth, but you know, he is here standing and kind of trying to work with you and trying to kind of like see that he's there for you, even though he is also going through the phase. So this could be that guy that you're interested in, or if you are a Cancer guy, that you maybe are still kind of playful, trying to play the field, even though you're understanding that, you know, it's just about the time for you to start something new. Uh, and this is something new in love, because you have a baby, which child means something new, and it's a love, it's a gift, and then you're morphing into this like kind of more mature version of yourself and going on a new journey. So this is all happening, that any guy that you meet, young or old, it's going to be some kind of level of better communication, like within by the summer, that's for sure. But right now, like I mean, for some of you at present moment, you already have somebody that you have good hopes for. He can be actually a doctor. Um, he can be he can be actually, or psychologist, somebody who's kind of like, or support worker, somebody who's in a helpful profession. But also at the same time, he can be a little bit of a playboy. But kind of like, you will find out if you kind of scratch the surface that, you know, he's really not that way by nature. So that's one storyline. So what's going to happen for him? Like, I mean, he will fight for you because he was going to start feeling that he might lose you. And he will even become melancholic and overly dramatical in the end and threaten to actually break up this relationship. So just expect from this guy that he could be sort of a little drama queen. Um, then and for you, like as I said, like you're going to go through this. Well, is he the one for me? Is he good on the paper? Is he good kind of like as a person? How much love is here? Do I want to have babies with him? You know, and what is in the future with this guy? So for you, like you're a little bit kind of like wondering if that's the one, and I guess that's where it shows this kind of struggle, right? That you have to untangle yourself and kind of refine your way, as well as to kind of like be able to nourish yourself, to make sure that these people who come to your life are kind of nourishing. Then we have this wife or girlfriend or somebody with kids. um, she might get pregnant if you're actually coupled. You might get pregnant. Yeah, you might get pregnant. It's gifts and fortune and room, getting a room, messages. That all sounds good to me. Then you have the young lady story, who also is going to be fortunate. Very much, she's much younger, so she's going to go through just simple lots of dating. She's going to try to get wiser to how she does it and have a better choice of people and make sure they're loyal, make sure they are really friends for her, that like this is the old-fashioned gentleman who opens the doors. If you're a Cancer, you're going to be this gentleman opening the doors, kind of bringing small gifts and bouquet of flowers, etc., etc., right? Because she actually right now is dealing with death. I don't know, there is death and there is a priest over here and there's this lady in black. So I don't know, it could be just literally that, and it's doctor here. I really hope that nobody's dying in her life right now, because there is this doggy, you know, happening. It could be just the end of something. It could be that she actually finished university, because there is a scholar here. It could be end of imprisonment, like thief and prison and scholar and death. Maybe it's just like, I mean, literally something horrible like that, that, you know, she has been surrounded by someone, you know, who basically did have some kind of like brush with the law. But for some reason, this can also be the theft of ideas and feeling invaded and feeling, you know, like I mean, that in order to prevent this of happening in the future, she has to make sure that she's educated and she understands this like psychology behind it, which seems to be the most likely explanation. And then we have this man and a woman. So some of you who are going maybe through difficulties, who are maybe going through separation, yeah, I mean, this is already done. This is already done, and it's going to be a good deal for you. You're going to feel that you got a fair, deal out of divorce or whatever split you have. Um, it's not going to upset you that way. It's just going to be emotional toll on you that it's not the same anymore as it was. For him, after that, or this guy over here, he's definitely into, this guy's interested in this woman who kind of like has this kind of things, and then maybe now it makes more sense why she's feeling that something is dying, because she maybe didn't want to get involved with this guy, that she felt he was in prison, that she felt that she is the thief, taking somebody else's husband. So she was waiting for a death or something before she moves on, because I see her present is here and his present is here 2 months later. So it looks like it's going to be this entire cycle before they connect, and they'll connect with some kind of like going out for dinner, and there's going to be some gift of love over here. And so she, as I said to you before, she's going to have up and down with this guy. She's going to be very cautious because she wants to build a completely solid relationship that is not based on anything underhanded. And so she wants to make sure this is all clarity. As for him, even though he's very interested in her, he's still suffering from his breakup. And, he kind of like is confused which way he wants to go. Does he just simply want to have, somebody, for friends with benefits, or he wants to have something true and solid? Because when it comes to solidity, he's like seeing that as misfortune. And look at here, you have, a guy with 2 women. He maybe right now, needs some time after getting married to do it. But at the same time, he's going to realize that, if he doesn't act now, that he can really regret it later. So, and this is showing it here. He's soon going to understand that his indecisiveness doesn't serve him, because he needs to wise up, especially when something happens, some kind of disastrous thing, that's going to be possible reunion. Maybe that's where I see the turbulence with her as well here. That's maybe going to be a cut here, and then he's going to wise up. It's going to be reunion, happy reunion, and maybe it's going to be renegotiation of a deal after all of that. So, let me see. These 2 guys, she has love in the cards. Married woman, girlfriend, has love in her cards. The young lady over here has messages, friends, and something new, and also love in her cards. Like they're all connecting. This lover over here is maturing to be this lover, who actually has love on his trajectory. Oh my God, this is so far the best ever. Like from everybody, this is kind of like really, really good. And you're going to start a month with conversations, serious conversations, so nothing to fret. And lastly, what we are going to do, so just remember, past life relationship, it's going to be something really familiar with this guy or woman. So Lenormand spread is kind of similar to this. You have the lady and you have the gentleman. So if you're the lady is going to represent you, and you're going to see what's going on in your life. If you're a gentleman, it's going to represent you. Or if you're a lady looking for a gentleman, then you have to look for his answers over here and vice versa. Okay, all right, so I actually stop it until I do all of that so we don't waste time. So let's see you ladies first. What's happening? There is some kind of clarity that you want to get. So this is closed book. You want to open it. You want to see. So this is a conversation that we had over here that you'll have. So there is that cross to bear, something maybe from the past, something that you want to resolve. But you have a key to it. Key is the luckiest card in this system over here. And some cards look the same because they're made to kind of look like tarot cards. Because I picked this one because to me it was the most familiar one. Pixie Lenormand cards. But they don't have the same meaning. So the moon doesn't have depression meaning. The star doesn't suggest. Don't think I am not interpreting them properly. So basically, she has to, or you guys have a secret. Maybe you guys have a secret. You're holding the secret. And maybe this is why you're not looking for that, you know, support from the community. Maybe this is what you're angry with, because there is something that you feel it's a cross to bear. And like, I mean, as long as you feel this is on your path, you know, you don't feel you can fully kind of like open your wings and open up to someone. But key is a solution. You're going to get some solution, and the solution can like be a little bit kind of stingy, and it could be a dead end, like the very first one that you try. And or you will even think that maybe kind of like you want just a sexual relationship, but very, very quickly you're going to just say, you know what, not exactly. Or you might even try it, it's not going to work for you, because this basically is the end of that idea. Then after that, you're going to move in the bouquet. Somebody's going to surprise you, but you're going to be skeptical about it, probably because of that. Maybe that was the relationship that was maybe either not solid, not firm, and then it ended. Then somebody came back, but you're wondering if he's betraying you or not betraying you. And yet you're still going to try to kind of like spread your wings and fly and receive the messages. You're not going to close this communication down. This could be a guy that is kind of tall, that has long legs, you know, or it could be just a long distance relationship. So the outcome is something new. You are actually end up starting something new. The child means, you know, something innocent, something that's just starting, something that is just starting to build. So ladies, like, you know, you will have some issues, and I think now this explains why kind of like you have to deal with getting out of your little kind of like prison, with sort of like feeling a little bit beaten up. But yet, you know, you want to kind of get this like, I mean, peace under the sun for you, and you want to build this on the right grounds. So good for you. Let's see this guy that you're inquiring, or if you're a guy, let's see about you. Um, this guy has less stuff to deal with. So obviously he has love in his heart. He is also focused on finances, because it looks like this boy is really thinking seriously. He wants to put everything in order, but he feels his finances are still a hurdle. So here you have the Tower. It's a good example. This doesn't mean like Tower in Tarot, which is like the worst card in deck. Not at all. In fact, this is a positive card. Shows authority, shows building something, shows, you know, like, I mean, career. So I guess Mama Bear or some kind of like important thing, he still has to overcome the hurdle to actually be fully established in a career. Um, on the other hand, love-wise, he is going to communicate, as we've seen there. There are going to be some communication. He will make sure, and here you have the Moon card. The Moon card here means reputation. And his reputation could be a little bit smeared. That's a negative part. And this could be the guy who was coming out of a relationship, and, you know, like, I mean, there's still certain things, people gossip, people have their own opinion, and he has to deal with that. But in the end, right, like just like you, he has messages and lovebirds. And this is coming again back to full circle to heart. So this guy is like really honest. He has his own burdens. You have your own burdens. So this entire month, I guess you need to clear this energy, which is going to be between high and low, almost like a bipolar, right? Like you're going to this burst of energy, and then you'll go, oh, now I'm so tired, I need to deal with that. So it's all good. You really guys don't have like any extra problems like extreme heartaches, etc. So it's so far one of the best readings for the month, so enjoy it. Also remember that weeklies are coming out on Wednesday, and the sign that actually has most likes and shares and subscription will get there once released before. And you were one of the winners the last time around, so I wish you good luck this Wednesday as well. Thank you for listening, and for all the subscribers that are already there, thank you so much for supporting the channel. And I love you. Until the next time, talk to you later.